You know how it usually works. For most of us starting out, yes, you're 18 years old, you just finished school. Most of us are probably in shape. The majority of us, by default, assuming you have an average diet, because naturally as a child, I wouldn't say child, but teenager, late teens, it is relatively hard to put on an extraordinary amount of weight. Now, of course, we have the outlier, which can happen from time to time, but for the majority of us, it's not. And naturally, just being a kid who's graduated from school, and this is also taken into account that the education system, they don't really teach us about money in a deep level in terms of how to make it. You kind of have to figure that out by yourself, if you will. And I say this to say, there's another end also to when you are older, and I'm talking about averages based on what's commonly, been shown and what is of the modern day. Adults who are a lot older than you, and this can even be in the typical workforce space. They're a lot younger. No, they're a lot older, obviously, but then they don't have the physique anymore, which they had when they were younger. And I just thought to myself, isn't that funny how things work? So, on average, when you're young, you have the body you want, you have your health and your fitness, you got your perfect body that you always wanted. I wouldn't necessarily say perfect body, but you're on the way to achieving what you always wanted. Whereas in contrast, i.e. being the a lot older person, has the money now, but has let go of his fitness. And it's like, what's the point of even enjoying when you don't have both? The three big pillars to enjoying a good life are health, wealth, relationships. If you have those three in place, I'd be very shocked if you guys don't find yourself having a pretty good life. Sorry guys, it is relatively dark, so I'm just looking, it's a lot darker than usual. But maybe it's just my perspective because I am filming myself with a phone torch, so maybe that would be a reason. Nevertheless, I am going to sit where I usually sit. I'm just closing the gates because I prefer the gates to be shut, especially at this hour when it's relatively dark in the winter. It's about 5:40 in the morning-ish. It's just my own personal preference. I prefer things being secure, so no one can just, come up to me. Not to say that would scare me, but I prefer not to, It's usually here where foxes tend to spawn also, but I believe we should be fine. So let's have a talk about what I was talking about in terms of, the whole being in shape aspect. But yeah, in short, you have the fitness when you're young, you don't have the money when you're young. What commonly tends to happen, and when you're an adult, you have the money, the wealth, but you lose the fitness. You see this all the time. How many fat people do you see around the streets? It's very common regardless of the country you live in. Now, of course, I'd imagine there are some outliers, but in general, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm in a very interesting position because I'm at the opposite. Well, I am at the similar end, but I'd go as far to say that I am in the advanced end of it, in the sense that I am extremely fit because I've been training for about 5 years, calisthenics, and I have a pretty heavy body weight also, so it's going to emphasize the way I look. And don't just take my word for it. Hey, the people speak for themselves because, hey, I'm just a normal person who went to the gym for 5 years in a month. Hey, whenever I walk around, it's very often and common that I get double takes now. They're both men and women. And it's a really good feeling, and I want that for you. But this is more so talking about myself. As you know, my channel is like self-documentation. But I am in that range, if you will. So I'm in shape. Heck, I've even gone as far to say that I'm really close to having my perfect body. Really, really close. So right now, I've got 15-inch arms. When I hit 16, I consider that my perfect body, which is a really good feeling to know, accomplishing that early, because now you can really focus on zoning in on other things, and there may be a time in life where fitness isn't the priority, and then you can focus on other things. I don't know. But don't worry, that's not me saying I'm gonna, shorten my fitness growth or anything like that, stifle it and put a lot less time into it. It's just good to know that I have that in place at a very early age, which is very rare because I did start working out at 13 years old. I'm turning 19 in less than a month. So it's good to know. But yeah, I'm in that end of the coin. I'm in shape, I've got the perfect body, but I don't have money. And I just want to talk about what that's like, because it's not going to be like this forever. Future videos are evidence of that. But I think it's worth, knowing. And this video will serve value for the years to come. When you return to this video, to realize that, hey, even I didn't get half of my life all sorted together straight away, man. Health, wealth, relationships. Health, really good, perfect. I'd even say perfect. You're young, you got all this energy to do stuff, man. All this stuff, energy, you got the drive. You wake up early, you're training hard. You're stronger than most people. You're fitter than most people. Like, your heart rate's good, your cardio is good, your strength is good, your physique looks good. So you've got the energy. But then, before I get to the wealth side, relationships with family are pretty good. Obviously, at some point in my life, I'd like to include a woman to my life. It will be an asset to my life. An asset doesn't have to be a bad thing. I believe asset always has a bad notion to it. But let's dive down and decipher the difference between, an asset and a liability. In short, asset provides value to your life. It elevates the quality of your life. A liability is the opposite. It doesn't benefit you in any form. And if so, it's probably short term. So it destroys your life. And yeah. So I'd say with my family it's pretty good. And in terms of having a woman as right now, as good as it is, it'd probably feel it would probably be a liability for the current position I'm in my life right now. As much as I love females and I'd love to have a girlfriend right now, I'm well aware that, when you're a man on self-improvement, the more you level up, every 6 months, you're going to level up, assuming your life gets better as time progresses, because today will be the worst that we will ever be, which should make you smile, because it means every day is going to get better. The quality of your woman is going to change. It's going to change. You take care of yourself, you go to the gym, well, the quality of your woman, in a physical sense, it's going to reflect that. Here's how to know if you're winning in terms of your own personal life and the relationship side. If you have a pretty woman with you, you're probably doing something right. To pull a woman like that. Because even the pretty women that go to the gym, they have standards. And rightfully so. If I were in their shoes, I'd also have standards. Well, I'm working so hard, you want me to date a fat man? Huh? And the same thing for me. I've been training for 5 years, breaking my muscles apart, feeling like giving up all this hard work, sacrificing. You want to date a fat bitch? No. I want to date a fit woman, and of course I pursue it. And it's easier when you're in shape, because the women, they do give you attention. All you have to do is talk. But on to the wealth side of things. I don't want to make this video too long because I have a few other ideas I'd like to talk about. I'm broke. I don't have any money. Yeah, I've worked a few 9-to-5s, but it's like, I didn't even make money from that when I was meant to. So it really pissed me off. I was like, shit, man. Don't get me wrong, I know the path I want to do. I know I want to make money online. I know it's possible. And yeah, you guys may argue, it's risky. Even so, I'd rather that than working a shit job that I don't even like. Now, don't get me wrong, like I always say in my videos, there is nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5, and most of us guys aren't privileged, myself included. So maybe for a certain time you may have to work on the shitty odd jobs just to get the money up. I understand that, but I've seen people who are successful. I've met a celebrity about 3 months ago, and I've met people who are also at their age who are still working 9-to-5s. So there's like 2 paths to walk in terms of career success. You got the corporate, where you do your 9-to-5, and then you got your online. The person I met was online, and his life seemed a lot more funner. I know it's free. I know he was able to retire his parents and use the time to do whatever he wants, rather than committing to another boss's dream, having to go there, waste a third of their day there for 5 days a week, and not do what they truly want to do. Yeah, I'm taking the business online path, please. So yeah, I just wanted to document that because it was really interesting, and I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper and more into how I feel right now. It is quite frustrating, but I do thank fitness also because it's giving me the optimism, the high energy. And guys, I'm young. I'm only 18 years old, so I still have that high energy. Even like there's days I feel like shit, man. It's like, man, life is so perfect, man. I got the money, I got my family, my relationship, my family's good, but I don't have any money, so I can't really push forward the way I want to. And it sucks starting out, man. It's like being a really good boxer, but not having an opportunity. Now, guys, I don't want to be a boxer, although I did at some point. I'm just using that as an example. You can be a really good boxer. Sad truth about boxers, most boxers, bro, won't make it. And the boxers that don't make it, they're probably capable enough of beating a world champion had given the opportunity. But they just don't. They don't have the financial, I don't know what the word is. Supports. Let's just say support. Guys, it is really cold, man. Really cold. This is the sacrifice that comes into making these videos, man. I usually like coming outside to do it because I have people in my house, and I prefer not to talk so loud when they're all sleeping and whatnot. It's like 6 in the morning, so I come out. I basically kill my body for this, but it is. I don't hate it because I enjoy this. I'm just saying that because it is relatively cold and my gloves are still wet, so yeah, it's a little side tangent. But onto the wealth. It's like having a really good sports car, but you don't have the engine to get it started. It's like being, yeah, any of you guys watch anime? It's like being Zoro. Guys, I don't know if you watch One Piece. That's not in the world, but it's like being Zoro. He's strong as fuck, but he doesn't have his swords to use it, to showcase how strong he is. I think you can kind of understand where I'm coming from, and it is a bit frustrating. Because like you're young, I'm young, I got energy. You want to do shit, man. You travel to this place, travel to this place. You got the idea you have business ideas, but you don't have the money to start the business yet. You gotta work your way up. And obviously, like I told you guys, myself, and I'd imagine you're similar, we're not privileged. We don't have rich parents. You know, we need to work ourselves from the ground up to get to the point where we want to be. And when you're starting out, you're all by yourself. You don't have a team with you. And I don't think you need to when you're starting out. I remember I made a video a while back saying networking is overrated. I think it is, especially when you're not there yet. I think it's great when you are successful, but when you start off, it's like there's 8 billion people in the world. Why would they want to network with you? And that's not even that's not even me belittling you. I'm just talking facts. From their perspective, it's like, who are you? You need to build yourself up. And I'm at that part of the coin. But I do get days where I'm just pissed off. I get days where I'm pissed off. I'm like, fuck, my life is so shit. I don't have money. I get days where I'm just angry. I don't want to do shit because I'm broke. Like, you literally have everything in place but the money. Does money buy happiness? Absolutely. Don't let these celebrities tell you otherwise. I believe that one of the smartest things that they did is to try to convince you. And I fell for this myself, which I'm ashamed. But I fell down to a rabbit hole, and I had this self-belief at one point in my life that it's okay not to have money. Now, when you're 18, yeah, when you're starting out, but you need to make money. How are you going to live? And the smartest thing celebrities and famous people did is to try to convince you that money doesn't buy happiness. Money buys freedom, freedom buys happiness, and I believe it can amplify the quality of your life. So if you're like me, if you're already disciplined, if you already schedule days, if you already watch thought-provoking videos that will improve your knowledge, you buy books, all that good self-improvement stuff, you know, the holistic stuff, the money is only going to amplify it, and it's going to, when I say amplify it, I just mean it's going to increase your character, your greatness that you already have. Whereas if you're really lazy, you're just going to be more lazy. It's not going to fix any of your problems. Let's use Aiden Ross as an example. Great guy, I'm sure he's a great guy. Love to talk to him. He's lazy. He has all this money. And it does piss me off sometimes when I see all these streamers on the internet. All this money, they don't deserve it. Like, I know life is unfair, I get that. But sometimes I just think, those fuckers not smart enough to just sit down and think, alright, I'm like X age, I'm 22, 23 years old with all this money. Do you know how successful I could be if I put my head down and just double down. Bro, imagine when I'm 29. They don't think like that. They don't think, because some of them simp. You know, some of them are simps. And they still simp on streams. I'm like, bro, you got all this money in the world. If I was in your position, bro, I'd get the best trainers, the best gyms, the high quality organic foods, not the cheap foods that you have to eat because you don't have a choice now. As someone who does eat cheap food myself because I'm not where I want to be yet, I still look pretty fucking good. So that's only me further emphasizing the levels you can take yourself if you just have the money with you. You know? So it's like, fuck, if I look this good already, imagine if I was rich. If I were rich and I had the money, which I will have, I know. But if I had it at their age, they're so ahead. And it annoys me so much because it's like, oh my days, you guys have no idea how fortunate you are. But you guys just waste it on bullshit. Because you lot got the wrong people around you. And the way they make their money, selling your dignity, it's not ideal, you know? But I want to ask you guys a question. Because usually, in this, oh shit, I'm so sorry fellas, guys. I believe it's like 2 degrees in England. Guys, trust me, all I'm wearing right now, just got a little t-shirt, and I got like a vest underneath and this little hoodie. So you can only imagine how cold I am. It's ridiculous, I know. I should have got more heavier clothing, but, yeah man. But I want to end this video by saying this. I have big boobs and I have big testosterone and I dream big. I know the life I want to live and I'm going to chase it down. I'm going to chase it down ruthlessly. I know I'm going to get there. It's just a matter of when. I just need to keep being consistent in whatever I'm doing. I know the life I want to live, and the goal is to be so rare, improve in so many areas of life that you're interested. You're an interesting person, you know? You're not just a fitness guy. I'm going to make a video about that, you know, not making fitness a whole personality. But I want to end this video by saying this. It's naturally, as humans, you're going to miss out on something, right? And it's like everything you do. There's always going to be a parallel universe, like another side, what could have been. But you're going to have to miss something out. And so right now I stand here at 18 years old and 11 months, if you want to be very nerdy. And I'm going to be 19 in about, I mean, what's the date today? The 19th today, right? 25 days, I believe. 24 days. My birthday's on March the 14th, okay? And I'm in shape. I'm damn near in the perfect shape. And I actually believe that now, because I look in the mirror and I'm like, boy, I'm fucking good. Like, most of my clothes are filling out. Well, I do wear off the rack clothing, so they're not. We'll leave that for another day, because I have a lot to say about off the rack clothing. But in short, let's just say most clothing don't fit in shape people for fat people, right? But I would know if I do have the money to get my clothes tailored, but I look fucking sexy. I know I would, because I already get double takes when I wear big sleeve clothes. You know, your arms are filling out like that. You can kind of see it depending on the clothing. So is it better to be in shape first and get money after? Because that's me right now. And then there's part of me that's kind of thinking the opposite, because naturally as humans we're greedy. You always want the other thing when you already have one. But it's like everyone's already kind of has money. I'm not saying rich, but they kind of have the money. And you'd be surprised the amount of money that you can save. We're not spending it on the bullshit like drugs, alcohol, partying and pubbing. But most people do it because most people don't like 9-to-5s, and I don't blame them as shit. The majority of them. So they spend it as escapism, like their money. They could just save their money and sacrifice, build that wealth up, and get to a point where they can invest in themselves in a form of a business or something. I'd imagine they could be really ahead. But then a part of me thinks, like, is it better to just be out of shape but have money anyway? Because then I could just start the fitness with the money already. But then again, it's like, I'm fit already. And I think I'm only saying, I may prefer to be out of shape and lose my health but have money. Because you don't have it. But I think it's better to be in shape first, because everyone's going to naturally get money when you get older. And I believe when I do get my first check, the first check that I ever make in my life, and I actually start making good money, I feel like it's going to be a very good feeling because I'm already in shape. I've built a good base. I've been training for 5 years in a month. So then it's just like, you know, so I mean, you don't have something. It's like, you know, when you don't have water, you're on a run, and then you get the water. It's like, oh, I'd imagine I'm still a virgin, but I'd imagine having sex for the first time. You know, going all these years without having sex, and then she finally sucks your dick, and you're like, it's like finally, it's like you don't have to stress because you have it already. It's like getting into a relationship also. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a relationship, but imagine getting one. It's like a nice feeling, in the sense that I don't need to stress anymore. I don't need to look at all these pixels on the internet. Not to say that you should, but you know, I get it. Some of us men, we get a bit too horny. You just go scratch the itch and look at them on the internet. But I'd imagine it's nice having a girlfriend also, because you don't have to do that shit anymore, you know. And I think I was gonna say one more thing. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. I'll leave it at that. Let's end it with this question, and you guys can let me know in the comments. Is it better to start off being in shape? Or is it better to start off... Wait, is it better to be in shape than get money? Or be out of shape and get money? I don't know. But the beauty of being in shape is no matter how much money you have, it takes time to acquire. Time to acquire. Mr. Beast started working out recently. I think like a year or two ago. Even with all these millions in the bank, he can't get into my shape straight away. Your shape straight away. It takes time, and that's the beauty of it. The things that you can't rush. Hey, and even, yeah, I know some billionaires, they probably use steroids. I think like Jeff Bezos, he probably does steroids because, hey, I think he does. At that age as well, he's at 16, he looks at that, definitely took some TRT, I'd say. But even if you have the money to do that, there is one thing you can never take away. You can never take away the grind and the discipline and the hard work and the effort and the years and the sacrifice and the mental battles that went into building that body. I don't care how much money you have. If you have the money to do TRT, take steroids, and you can look bigger than most people, you can never take away the hard work. And you can never add, but the hard work that went into the body, something a billionaire that bought it with TRT or millionaire that bought just testosterone can never understand. And that's the beauty of building a body. So that's me. This is just my current thoughts of the position I am right now in life of being in shape and broke. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Take care. Peace.